Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New coming at you all this morning. I am back from my vacation. It was a wild one, as you all know. So I do apologize for not being able to have any commentary over the weekend for the past couple of games for the Los Angeles Lakers. And as you all know, the haters have been in full effect on LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers as usual. They wake up in the morning hating, they go to sleep hating. But you know what? We love haters because when you're great, that's when the haters come out. Because if they not hating on you, then you're doing something wrong. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Of course, as you all know, the Lakers lost again last night to the Washington Wizards. And of course, a lot of people are going to say, oh, how could they lose to the Wizards? The Wizards are so pathetic. The Wizards are so pathetic. Well, the Wizards have won the past 6 out of the 8 games, and they finally starting to come together cohesively as a unit, and they have won 4 games in a row. So let's not even get it twisted first and foremost and thinking that the Wizards are not even any competition, because anytime you have 2 players, the caliber of Russell Westbrook and the caliber of Bradley Beale, then you're going to give yourself a chance at victory every time, as long as the other players show up. And that's exactly what they did. So there's a lot of different reasons you can blame. There's a lot of different people you can point fingers at on this game for the loss. But I'm going to go ahead and be real, y'all. There's enough blame to go around for everybody on this loss. But first and foremost, I'm going to give the most blame to Frank Vogel. I'm going to give the most blame to Frank Vogel because I am sick and tired of Frank Vogel not being able to play his lineup accordingly. Now, when Anthony Davis went out, we knew that LeBron James would have to shoulder a heavier load. We knew that LeBron would have to shoulder a heavier load. But then when Schroeder went out, then we knew it was going to be a little bit more. And everybody want to say, oh, this is your GOAT. This is your GOAT. Why you couldn't lift him to victory? I mean, first and foremost, you are out of your starting point guard. Now, we do know that LeBron James played point guard last year and started as point guard, and he could do that. So let's not say he cannot start at point guard and be able to handle the business with Schroeder being out. But when you got Schroeder out and you got AD out, that's two of your main starters out right there. You know, so that's a lot of points per game that you're giving up that they're going to have to make up for, which means everybody else is going to have to step up. So I do not understand why Wes Matthews is getting the starting nod. I don't know what he's done to earn it. I mean, on the defensive end of the floor, he made a good steal last night. As soon as he made the steal, he threw it away before they can even get over the half-court line. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you being so careless with the ball? And Wes Matthews gave you a big goose egg. 0. Was 0 for 4 from 3, did not make 1 3, was wide open on pretty much every 3 that he shot, but could not connect. And that's the thing. Frank Vogel just simply does not know how to match up accordingly. And I say that because I see a lot of people out here saying, oh, trade Marc Gasol, it's Marc Gasol's fault. And a lot of people saying, well, Montrezl Harrell was going off, you know, he had like 25 or 27 points, you know, and he didn't even play half of the fourth quarter and didn't play any overtime, which I totally agree. What in the hell was Frank Vogel thinking by sending Montrezl Harrell? But at that same token, I don't think that that's any blame to Marc Gasol, because you have to think about it like this. Marc Gasol and LeBron James was the only 2 players that was in the plus last night. Kuzma was like -11. Caruso was like -6. Wes Matthews was like -10. LeBron was a +3. And Morrison actually was a +9. I would have liked to see Morrison get the nod over Wes Matthews, to be honest, because at least he hit his threes. I think he was like 1 out of 2 for 3. That's 50%. If he would have had more opportunity, maybe he would have made it. Wes Matthews is washed up, or either he just cannot handle the pressure. He might go to Minnesota and hit all the threes he wants. He can go play for a lesser team and hit a lot of threes because it's not the pressure. I don't think Wes Matthews can take the pressure of playing with the LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers type team, because they know that the Lakers, being the defending champion first and foremost, and also having LeBron James on the team, is going to bring about a lot of scrutiny. And that's going to bring back a whole lot of scrutiny because people are going to always be watching LeBron James. They're going to always be watching the Lakers. The news is always going to be about the Lakers. And for some reason, maybe Wes Matthews cannot handle the pressure of playing with another superstar on the caliber of LeBron James, because let's just be honest, the whole season he has been terrible. The whole season, Wes Matthews has been terrible. But that's not the only reason I'm going to blame the loss on Frank Vogel, because very easily, while everybody is saying this, Marc Gasol was terrible and blah, 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 that's simply not the case, because what happened was, and the reason why I'm blaming this big loss also on Vogel, and I'm going to get to LeBron James in a minute. I'm going to get to LeBron James in a second for all those who say, oh, B. New don't think LeBron James can do any wrong, because LeBron James did play his part in it. But I'm going to get to that in just a second. Let's just focus on the dumb coaching of Frank Vogel right now. So the Lakers was up by 17. The Lakers was up by 17 5 minutes into the third. And now I'm thinking, finally, the Lakers can go ahead and put away a team and have a big lead and go ahead and end it without having a close game. And this would be good for the Lakers, and it'd be good for all the role players to go ahead and bench their confidence. But lo and behold, what do you have? What do you have? Robin Lopez up here having his way in the paint. I mean, Robin Lopez is having his way in the paint. And, of course, Montrezl Harrell is not big enough to guard him. But Montrezl Harrell is having his way against him on the other end. Now, I will give him that, because Montrezl Harrell was going beast mode. He was hitting shots. He was backing them down. He was just using his power. He was getting offensive boards. He was getting and ones, and he was hitting his free throws. So how does this play in the mental psyche of Montrezl Harrell? And he did pick up the 5th foul. Don't get me wrong. And that's the terrible part about it. So Montrezl Harrell, when he picked up his 5th foul and went to the bench, the Wizards had came all the way back from down 17, and by the time it was 6.5 minutes left in the fourth, and Montrezl Harrell went to the bench with his 5th foul, they were down by 7 points, y'all. So they done lost. That's like a 24-point swing. Up by 17, now you're down by 7. And that's because Vogel doesn't know how to coach. So then they bring in Marc Gasol, so I'm thinking, okay, this is good. I've been wanting to see Marc Gasol get some playing time in the fourth quarter. So for everybody blaming the loss on Marc Gasol, you're dead wrong. Because Marc Gasol came in, he played good defense, he stopped people from getting to the hole, he altered a lot of shots, and not only that, he came in and he hit a big-time 3. And LeBron James trusted him. He had already hit a 3 earlier in the game and was fouled and completed a 4-point play. So Marc Gasol is doing his job as far as spreading the floor and playing high IQ defense on the other end. Granted, he's not an athletic rim protector, but he alters a lot of shots and he prevents a lot of people from having their way in the paint and makes them drive and end up driving back out because they see Marc Gasol and they cannot finish at the basket. So I have seen that happen. So let's not blame it on Marc Gasol. So this is the idiot move by Frank Vogel. Why can't Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell play together? I know they can't start together because you're missing size right now, so you got to have Trez come in for your small lineup and you have him playing center. But damn it, this overtime at this point. If this is overtime at this point, you talking about win or go home, and that's it. So you put 5 minutes back on the board, and Montrezl Harrell still never sniffed minutes, as good as a game offensively that he was having. And in overtime, you know you need points. And Westbrook came out lighting it up immediately in overtime. And then Bradley Beale came out and started lighting it up immediately in overtime. And Bradley Beale and Westbrook set up here and had all the Washington Wizards points in the fourth quarter. In the overtime period. So you know you need an offense, but yet you didn't go to Montrezl Harrell at all. And if he had 5 fouls and he come back in and lose one, then so what? And he get fouled out, then so what? Then you bring Markieff Morris in and you play small ball and do what you got to do. It's only 5 minutes left. You got to do everything you got to do at this point, because if you go ahead and put Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell in at the same time, you know, Montrezl playing the 4 and then let Marc Gasol play the 5, then you add more rebounding. You getting more chance at getting offensive rebounds, and you getting more chance of not only spreading the floor and giving space for Montrezl Harrell to operate, because Marc Gasol can come out to the perimeter and spread the floor a little bit if you choose to run the offense like that. But of course, This dum-dum did not do it. This dum-dum didn't even bring Montrezl Harrell back in the game at all. But for everybody who out here saying that it's Marc Gasol's fault, trade him. No, Marc Gasol was at a plus last night. He was not at a minus like Kuzma at a minus 11. He wasn't a minus like the whole entire Laker team. The only people that was at a plus was LeBron James and Marc Gasol. So don't blame it on Marc Gasol because he was doing what he had to do. The man only played 27 minutes, but he got his points. I want to say he was 2 out of 3 on threes. So anyway, before I get to LeBron James, let me just continue to focus on the poor coaching job by Frank Vogel. So at the end of the game, before it even went to overtime, the Wizards was at the line and to shoot free throws. And of course, Westbrook missed the first free throw. He missed the first free throw, right? So when he missed the first free throw, I said, oh man, even if he makes the second, they'll only go up by 2. So he made the second free throw and they go up by 2. During after the first free throw, you know how you can sub in? They subbed in Marc Gasol to make sure if Westbrook get it again, that they can get the rebound. So when they subbed in Marc Gasol, I was thinking this idiot is going to sub in Marc Gasol, and I know he don't want him on the offensive end because he want to bring back in Markieff Morris or somebody else who's capable of spreading the floor and hitting the 3 and playing the small ball. So as soon as Russell Westbrook hits the second free throw, it's 16 seconds It's 16 seconds left in the game. And if it's 16 seconds left in the game, why would you call a timeout? I know you want to call a timeout and draw up a play, but in my head, I'm already thinking, why would you waste your last time out? He does this time and time again. Why would you waste your last time out? So basically, you don't trust LeBron James to go down with 16 seconds left and come up with a play to go ahead and seal the game and take it to overtime or either win the game. Because my point is, what if you go down here and let's say you get fouled and you miss one? Or, let's say you go down there and you miss it, then you still got a timeout. You can call, you can foul, maybe they miss it, then you got a timeout in your back pocket. Do you not trust your veteran team that much that you have to use your last timeout when you got 16 seconds left? You want to kind of keep that timeout in your back pocket. So basically what happened was LeBron James went back down, and of course he hits the shot, but he was fouled with the and-1 with like 8 or 9 seconds left. So he hits the shot and ties the game. But at this point, LeBron James has already played like 35 minutes. He's already played 35 or 36 minutes in the game. And of course, he ended up coming up short on the free throw. And everybody want to say, is this your GOAT? Is this your GOAT? How did he miss a free throw? How did he miss a free throw? And everybody want to give him hell as usual. And everybody want to say Michael Jordan would have hit the free throw. Kobe would have hit the free throw. And that may very well be the case. But at the end of the day, Michael Jordan and Kobe weren't asked to do all the things that LeBron James is asked to do over the course of a game. I mean, as soon as the man go to the bench, the Lakers start losing. Every single time, he could not even go out for a breather. He has to carry such a tremendous load. See, Michael Jordan only had to carry the offensive load. He had Pippen that in every playoff series that led in assists and rebounding and blocks and steals and things of that nature. MJ's job was to score. LeBron James' job is to score, rebound, facilitate, and pretty much run the entire offense. So I'm not going to knock him for missing that free throw. Granted, I wish he would have made it. Then they would have won the game. And I think they wouldn't have had to play the extra 5. So I'm not excusing LeBron James for making that free throw. You absolutely have to make that free throw. And it was on target. It was just a little bit short. And I'm going to say that was because of legs, but also because of mental. Maybe he didn't want to shoot it too hard. But that's something that he has to correct. And that's something that I don't know if he will because, LeBron James historically is only a 69, 70% free throw shooter. But at the end of the day, he did what he had to do to make the shot to at least force the overtime. Now, let's just say that would have happened. Let's just say, now this is my point about the timeout. So let's just say when LeBron James missed the free throw, then when the Wizards went back down and they missed a shot, let's say they missed a shot and you get the rebound with 2 or 3 seconds left, you can call a quick timeout. And then you can advance the ball and then get a last shot to have a potential game winner. But of course, Frank Vogel blew it again. And then at the end of the game in overtime, and I'm going to get off Frank Vogel and get back to LeBron and everything else in just a second. But Frank Vogel blew it again in the overtime because it was pretty much, I want to say, it was a tie game. Either the Lakers may have been down by 2, and it was only like 15 or 20 seconds left. And what happened? I think they were, it was tied, and it was a bogus foul. They were trying to throw a oop to Robin Lopez. Marc Gasol had his hand straight up. His elbow may have grazed him a little bit, but basically what happened is one of the Wizards' own players bumped into Robin Lopez and hit him. And that's basically he fouled his own player. So I already knew in watching the replay that they're not going to overturn it because there was slight contact by Marc Gasol, but the majority of the contact came from one of their own players. So at this point, I'm thinking, why did you just challenge this? You challenged it, and it wasn't even going to be a shot attempt because it was a loose ball foul. They were going to have to take it out on the side anyway. So why are you challenging it? Oh, I remember. The Wizards was up by 1 at this point. So, like, even if they go to the line, then they hit 2 of them, then they only going to be up by 3. So what's the worst that could happen? Why are you challenging it to think, oh, I'm going to get it back? Even if you challenge it, you getting a jump ball at center court, and who's to say that Marc Gasol is going to be able to get the tip? So you basically challenging it. That doesn't mean you get the ball. It was a loose ball. So I don't understand blowing your last time out. So then at this point, Russell Westbrook gets the ball, and they come out the double. LeBron is going to go pick him up because he did an excellent job at the end of containing Westbrook because he decided to pick him up in the late game situation and actually was putting a stop to Westbrook. But Westbrook did the blue by, and I got to say it, y'all. But LeBron James made a real boneheaded foul because when Westbrook blew past him, LeBron's instinct was to try to stop him. He was going to foul him hard enough to grab him to where Westbrook wouldn't make the shot. But I think LeBron kind of thought about it halfway in between it, and he grabbed him, but he didn't grab him hard enough because he changed his mind like, damn it, I better not foul him. But it was too late, and at that point, Westbrook said, give me that and 1. And that's what Westbrook did. And that broke my heart because I said, damn it. Now LeBron done really messed up now. You know, he already missed the free throw, you know, and that's what we got to hang that loss on. So like I said, I'm not going to hang the whole loss on Frank Vogel. I'm not going to hold that whole loss on Frank Vogel, but I'm going to tell you, LeBron James missed the free throw at the end of the game, and then he made that very boneheaded foul to foul Russell Westbrook and send him to the game send him to the line with the Wizards up by 1. So when he sent him to the line with the Wizards up by 1, what happened was, of course, Westbrook made it, and that made it, they were up by 3. So this was the and 1 attempt, and just like LeBron James did, Russell Westbrook came up short because it's overtime and players are tired. And, you know, everybody cannot be perfect. Everybody is not Steph Curry from the line. So Westbrook missed the shot. Now, this is my main point about Vogel. Had he not did that dumbass challenge, then they would have had a timeout. Then maybe LeBron James could have had some rest and they could have drew up a play. But instead, they didn't have a timeout. And when Westbrook missed a shot and LeBron James gets the rebound, now he has to come down the court and do something. And at this point, I think LeBron is so tired. I don't know why he pulled up, and that's why I got to hang this on LeBron James too. He pulled up from not the logo, but, you know, from the little Staples Center part right there that was well beyond the three-point line and pulled up for the 3, which I don't quite get why he would do that, considering it was still 8 or 9 seconds left. And although KCP wasn't having a miraculous game, KCP was shooting 50% from the three-point line at this point. So I don't understand why LeBron, because everybody want to give him hell and say he needs to take the last shot. He needs to take the last shot. And maybe he was just so tired that he forced it, and maybe he just felt it that he had it. But at that point, LeBron, you was 2 out of 9 from the three-point line. So LeBron been playing really well from the three-point line this year, shooting over 40%. But the past 6 or 7 games, he's dropping way down below that 40%. Last game, I want to say he maybe hit 2 out of 7 or 2 out of 8. In this game, he only hit 2 out of 10. That was only 20% for the game. So at this point, I don't understand why LeBron didn't come down the court at the end of the game and maybe penetrate, because they had shooters out there. They had Kuzma out there. They had Caruso out there, and they had KCP out there. So at this point, I would think down by 3 that you would just go ahead and penetrate to the hole and try to find an open man, or either take a better three-point shot than one that was so far away with so much time on the clock. I was too damn sleepy to get a post-game interview from LeBron James to see what his mindset was on taking that shot. I hadn't got a chance to see that yet. So if anybody doesn't mind, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below on what LeBron James' thoughts were after the game. If he was asked that question, why in the world did he pull up and take a three-point shot from such a long distance? Can somebody please go ahead and let me know that? But at the end of the day, I hang this loss on all the Lakers others who were terrible. At one point, they missed 14 three-pointers in a row. You could not win games and miss 14 three-pointers in a row. And that's exactly what they did. And Wes Matthews, he has to go. So they did cut Quinn Cook last night. So I think Pelinka has something up his sleeve as far as getting another player. But the Lakers definitely going to have to do something. They got Utah coming up. But everybody who's worried, just settle down. Because if they would have had Schroeder, then they wouldn't have lost that game last night. If they would have had Schroeder, then they wouldn't have lost the game the other night. For everybody saying, oh, he the GOAT, how could you lose? Damn it, man, if you down 2 starters. So let's just say Jordan was playing and he was down Rodman and he was down Pippen. Are they still going to win? And I'm not comparing Schroeder and AD to that, but AD is a hell of a player, and Schroeder is the starting point guard that's getting you 15, 16 a game. So yes, and the thing about it is the Lakers don't have anybody who can really create their own shot. LeBron James can create his own shot. Caruso kinda, but anybody else, if THT, he can. He didn't get enough playing time. That's another thing that Vogel didn't do. So if you go from top to bottom of the lineup, there's only a few players, and that's LeBron and KCP, basically, who can create their own shot. And KCP is not great at it, and he's not a great assist because there was time when he penetrated and there's wide open shooters and he didn't kick it out. But there were times when he did kick it out to Kuz for a 3. So I won't take it away from him, say he has no vision. But dang, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I gotta hang this loss on Frank Vogel first, and then for LeBron James missing the free throw and having a dumb foul against Westbrook and pulling up for the long 3, I got to hang this one on LeBron James. I got to get in it. And LeBron James might have had 31 points, but at the end of the day, it's not all about that. He almost had the triple-dub. He had 31 points, 12 assists, 9 rebounds, but it wasn't good enough for the Los Angeles Lakers. So everybody's saying, I don't think Schroeder going to be back the next game against Utah, and everybody's saying it's going to be a bloodbath. Let's just wait and see how that goes. I think they're going to be on the road, which Utah is one of the hardest places to play, Utah and Denver, because of the altitude and everything. But at the end of the day, the Lakers just got to do what they got to do. If they lose, they might fall down to the 4th or 5th seed, and everybody going to say LeBron couldn't pull them through. But at the end of the day, he did not only lose AD, but he lost his starting point guard as well. So I won't get into all the other games because I got a lot that I need to go ahead and take care of this morning. But I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm back and going to try to be more consistent. I took a little vacation, but I did bounce back because of the BS that happened on the flight. I had to fly all around damn America with all these layovers so I could finally get home and get some sleep. I didn't even get to see the Brooklyn Nets game against the Clippers the other night. Didn't get to see any of it. Didn't see any highlights of it. So won't have any commentary on that, but the Brooklyn Nets are looking very good. They've winning all these games without the services of Kevin Durant, which is pretty amazing, even though you know what Kyrie and James Harden are capable of doing. But just to go and sweep the whole Pacific Division like that on a road trip is still impressive, and I'm not going to take anything away from them. So if the Lakers going to be able to challenge Brooklyn, because I'm still picking Brooklyn to come out the East, I don't care about Philly or any of that, because at the end of the day, Brooklyn has way too much offensive firepower. When you're talking about 3 Hall of Fame players in your starting lineup that's all capable of hitting shots and scoring and doing what they do, all 3 of them can create for others and create for themselves, and that's something that the Lakers are missing right now. So let's just say that the Lakers need to hurry up and make a move. Pelinka gonna do something. I don't know when they freed up that spot if they already got something in the moves for Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin, or whoever it is, but we shall soon see. So this is your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to y'all haters. I'm out.